I'm Matt with eTrailer, and today we're talking about the Saris MHS bike rack on the back of our 2023 Kia Sorento. Now the one we have today is going to have both of the duo trays. This is a modular system, so you can mix and match this as much as you want, but we're just going to be focusing on how it works with the duo trays. And this is going to be something that can work with a variety of different types of bikes. It's a very sturdy carrier and can carry some really heavy bikes. So let's check it out. So like I was saying, you can carry up to 80 pounds per bike, holding up to 2 of them. Now, that's a pretty high weight capacity, so you're going to be able to carry most of your heavy e-bikes, and it's not going to really affect your tilt weight either. And just to kind of show you what I'm talking about, I'm going to pull this lever, and this is going to release. Now this is a pretty heavy carrier, so just make sure you watch out. And with the Sorento we have today, we're actually making ground contact first with that bottom handle. And that's part of that design so it doesn't damage anything else on your rack. But we're still going to be able to open up our hatch. And this is going to be great if maybe you're going outside or going out shopping. You'll be able to put your bags back here. Or if you want to get ready for your ride, you can grab your helmet, tie your shoes, and then get ready. And when you're done, you can close up your hatch. And to put this back into the seated position, all you have to do is lift up on it. Like I was saying, this is pretty heavy. I could probably do it one arm, but if I have it fully loaded, then I'm probably going to have to use both arms or even grab a friend too. Now, if I want to show you more of this, I'm going to have to take off the bike. So where I like to start is with this rear strap. I'm just going to pull that through and just attach it with this hook right here. And what's nice about the rest of this design is we're not making any frame contact. It's actually using a dual arm system. So since we're not making any frame contact, this is great for your alternative or carbon frame bikes, or anything that has a really nice paint job to it and you don't want to scratch up. Now sometimes the tread can get caught on here because it does give you a pretty tight fit. You just got to wiggle it around a bit. And once you have it off, you take it out for a ride. Now, I was saying you can put some heavy bikes on here, and if you do struggle with lifting up your bikes, then you can buy separately a ramp, and you can actually attach that ramp to the end of these trays, and to make sure that works, you can actually put these arms all the way down so you can access it a lot easier. But when you're done, just make sure you put everything back up. And you'll also notice too, we got this integrated bike cable lock for more security and you can't lose it. And this strap right here actually can travel down this tray to accommodate a larger range of wheelbases. But next up, I'm going to get a few measurements to see how this is sitting. And right now, we're getting about 35.5 inches, which is not too bad. I've seen both shorter and longer bike racks on the back of here. I would definitely recommend just being cautious if you're in any really tight spots, like a garage or a parking spot. As for our ground clearance, that's going to be a little bit lower. That's going to be at 12 inches. That's going to be due to a few things. One, the Sorento is a pretty low vehicle to start off with. But since we have this handle that's sitting down here, it's already going to be lower, but it also acts as a safety feature too. So if you were to make contact, you're probably going to make contact with that and not damage your rack. But you can also save some space. And if I do that, I'm just going to lift this up, pull in that same handle I did earlier that tilted away. And it's going to click into this point right here. And this is nice if you have anything on the back of your vehicle, and you will be able to open up your hatch too. So if you're out like on a ride and you have this on the back, all you have to do is keep it in this position, grab whatever you need, and you'll be set. But how I'd recommend driving with it most times would be in this all the way folded position. In this position, you're going to save the most space, and that's going to be at just about 13 inches from this handle up here, which is pretty good, and that's going to save you a lot of room on the long run. As for how it's going to interact on the back of the Sorento, we're not going to block a whole lot. We will block some of our license plate. People will be able to see it. They just gotta move around. But your backup camera is mainly going to be obstructed by the center handle. So if that's something you're experiencing a lot, then I'd recommend just mainly sticking to your back window or your license plates or your mirrors, because those won't be obstructed, and neither will your tail lights. And you'll probably notice we do have some lights installed on this. This is actually something that's sold separately. This is just what we have installed on the one we have in the shop. And if you do want that extra security of this being on the back of your vehicle, you can find that on our website. But the way this is going to install is we're going to have a 2-inch shank. That's going to go into a 2-inch hitch receiver. Then we'll have an anti-rattle bolt that goes through and connects to this lock core. That's going to use the same key system as your integrated bike cable lock. And that anti-rattle bolt's just going to prevent this from rattling around, giving you more of a secure fit. But in my opinion, I think this is a really solid choice if you're looking for something that has a little bit more of a rugged look and that is built just really sturdy. And if you want to carry a variety of different types of bikes or even add on to this later on, then this is going to be your best bet. Now, if you're just looking for something to carry some heavy bikes and maybe some carbon frame or alternative frame bikes every now and then I'd recommend the Inno HD tire hold bike rack. It's going to have those same features of being able to hold up to 80 pounds per bike. The drawback though is, since it's not made as sturdy as this one, it's not going to be able to tilt back as far. And when your bike's on here, you won't be able to access your hatch as well. So if you want to access your hatch all the time with your bike's on and you like that sturdy design, then this is going to be your best bet. But that's just a look at the Saris MHS bike rack on the back of our 2023 Kia Sorento. Thanks for watching.